This is Mobin. He runs an online tutoring business helping students achieve a 1500 score on the SAT exam. In the past 60 days, he made a total of 40 grand in new revenue, even though this is his first time ever running ads. And my name is David, founder of KST Marketing, where we help online tutors turn unpredictable months into scalable, freedom-driven businesses so they never have to rely on referrals or posting in Facebook groups or chasing parents ever again. And today I'm going to go over exactly how we used our nurturing ads system to help Mobin go from barely scraping by to hitting his highest revenue months ever. Now, if you're already thinking, how can this work for me? There's a link in the description of this video where you can book a call and my team members will go over all of this. I'm going to be going over how we refined his offer and positioning. We launched the ads and got a ton of attention on his offer, how we converted that attention, got a ton of appointments and how he actually sold those appointments. And then lastly, how everything comes together and creates a compounding effect, which ultimately led him to get a 25x ROAS on ad. Before Mobin joined, he was stuck at 1 to 2K per month. He was mainly getting students from organic, which organic is great. We always like to push our clients to do more organic content. The problem is when you're only doing organic, there's no predictability. You see, 1 month he hit 20K and then for the next couple of months, he almost made no money whatsoever. And when he came to us again, stuck at 1 to 2K per month. Because when you're relying on luck with organic content and you have a generic offer, and on top of all that, you're getting students on calls instead of parents, because with organic, you can't target your specific perfect buyer avatar. Meaning, when you tell people that you teach the SAT, you show them how you teach the SAT, you even come off as the authority, you're still gonna get students. Because believe it or not, when you only do content, parents aren't gonna watch SAT tutorials. Who's gonna watch the SAT tutorials? The students, because they're actually gonna learn from it, and they're gonna get value from it. So if you only do organic, you're constantly gonna get students on calls, and believe it or not, 16-year-olds don't have 2 to 3 grand to spend on tutoring, right? That's where the parents come in. Ultimately, he was just getting leads that don't reply, ghost after scheduling, or no show, or they show up, but they're price hunting and asking for freebies again, because they're 16-year-olds who don't have 2 to 3 grand on tutoring. So the first thing that we looked at was his offer and pricing. We need to refine the offer, because the offer is the base, it's the foundation upon which we build upon with all of the ads, the VSL, all the sales assets, etc. Once we have the offer defined and we're actually presenting people something that they want to buy, and this is important by the way, most tutors just present hours of tutoring, right? 3 hours of math tutoring, 10 hours of math tutoring, 20 hours of English tutoring. Nobody cares, nobody goes to bed at night and dreams about purchasing 20 hours of English tutoring for 2 grand. What do they actually want? They want a good result. There's probably an exam coming up, there's probably some anxiety over that exam, and they want a good result on that exam. And for that, they're willing to pay a lot of money. We also needed to refine his targeting, because remember, to avoid getting students on his calls, we need to start targeting parents. But we need to target specifically parents of students that take the SAT, right? And we do most of the targeting with the messaging. You see, most people think that targeting is done through meta ad settings, but in reality, it's all done through the correct messaging. You need to make sure that your ideal client avatar resonates with what you are saying in the ads, because if they resonate with it, they will click on the ad and Facebook will know this is who I should target. But if they don't resonate, then it doesn't matter what your settings are in the actual ads manager, the right people will never show up. And we also need to increase his price. You see, we need to charge at least $2,000 upfront to be able to cover all of the advertising costs, all of the costs for fulfillment, and have good profit margins. Based on that, we create a custom marketing plan specifically for his business. Once we have all of that done, we focus on market positioning. You need to come across as the authority figure, okay? If you're not seen as the expert, then none of this is gonna work, okay? How you do that is you tap into parents' pain points and desire. People will see you as the authority, as the expert, when you can confidently and clearly convey exactly what they are feeling and struggling with. People will assume you know how to solve the problem if and only if you can actually describe their current position and the current problem effectively and in detail, okay? If you describe their current situation very well, they will assume you can also solve the problem. And then lastly, you want to position yourself as the premium choice and resonate with upper class parents. This is important because again, we don't want people with $20 in the bank account coming onto the calls because we're pitching 2K packages, right? Sometimes even more. Once we have that done, we then focus on the funnel and ads launch. You see, we need to get attention and we need to get the right selective attention. Remember, with organic content, you can go viral, you can get a lot of views, but that's not what we're after. We want money. We want high paying students, okay? So we crafted a custom landing page with a VSL, which specifically again targeted the ideal client avatar. Again, message messaging is key here. You need to speak to their pain points. If you can clearly articulate exactly what they're experiencing, they will assume that you can help them. Second, we need to build out a full automation CRM. What this means is that when somebody shows interest, there needs to be automated messages flying right away. There needs to be emails, there needs to be follow-up. You don't want to do this manually, and you definitely don't want 20 different Excel sheets and then you try and organize all of that and it takes you 2 hours a day just to figure out what your metrics are. You want a CRM where everything's nice and organized and everything is automated, so that when you actually get to talk to someone on the call, they already know what it's all about and you can literally just present your solution, and it's literally just a conversation of logistics. Can they do this? Do they have the money? Do they have the time to do it? And most of the time they just go ahead. Equally as important is your Instagram profile, okay? Your Instagram profile is going to be your storefront. Imagine you had a store and it looked horrible. Well, that's what most of you people are doing. You have an Instagram page with 0 followers and 0 posts and none of this here, and then you wonder why nobody trusts you. You can Google this, by the way. 50% of leads that come in or opt in one way or another are gonna check out your Instagram profile. And if your Instagram profile looks horrible, nobody's gonna trust you. But if you look at Mobin's Instagram, 1.5k followers, clearly defines exactly what he does, clearly defines the next step. DMA SAT, if you want me to help you raise your score, has a bunch of proof, has even more proof, and then he has a bunch of posts. And his posts actually get traction, they get likes, they get comments, right? This is extremely important. People will judge you on how your Instagram looks. If you have a lot of views, believe it or not, yes, views are a vanity metric, but if you have a lot of views, you look way more legitimate, you look way more trustworthy, okay? After all that is done, we then focus on our nurturing ad system. We're now actually ready to start receiving the attention. So the structure is very, very simple. We usually start with 2 video ads, targeting, again, capital rich parents, and we also nurture them on IG, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. Now this is done to emulate a big brand persona, right? If you think of a big brand, Adidas, BMW, Nike, I don't know, whatever you're into, all of them are on all social media platforms. They are everywhere, not just social media, they're on TV, you see them on the road, you see them everywhere. We want to emulate this by posting on all social media, right? They need to see you on Facebook, on TikTok, on YouTube, everywhere, okay? We're gonna do long form and short form content. The long form is gonna be going deeper into the topics to really warm up the audience, and then short form content is more so for credibility and for getting new attention, right? And combined with the video ads, once someone sees the video ads, they get retargeted by the content, they get retargeted by the retargeting ads as well. That's how you get pre-sold parents who come on these calls and are ready to pay you. And you need this because if you don't have it, you're gonna hop on these calls and they're gonna wanna argue with you over price, over if you're legit, are you a scam, what is this? Not ideal. Once we have all the attention, we're getting leads, we then need appointment setting and sales. So the first thing that we did is we placed a player appointment setter directly into his business. Why? Because we need speed to lead, and I'm not expecting you as the business owner to be able to call every single lead within 5 minutes. We place someone for that who can call them right away, and his only job is this: waiting for leads to come in and call them as soon as possible. This person will also be doing confirmation calls to make sure that people are actually showing up to your meetings, and call reminders, again, with the same purpose, and then as well as follow-ups, right? Not everybody is going to close on the call. That's where follow-ups come in. So this person also follows with every single sales call that you have that didn't close and rebooks them back on your calendar. And then lastly, mastering the art of selling. So we looked at his whole sales process, and to be fair, Mobin already had a decent sales process, but with our new script and with advanced objection handling and a very detailed discovery, and with this, Mobin was actually able to get his close rate up to 50%, okay? 50% of people that hopped on a call said yes, and they paid a lot of money. In fact, on average, they paid 2.1k in US dollars this January. So again, 50% of people that Mobin spoke to paid him $2,100. It's crazy to think about. Stage 4, this is how it all compounds and actually leads to that 25x ROAS I was talking about. So we constantly monitor the ads, improve the performance, lower the CPL. We constantly monitor the sales calls, give feedback, and make closing easier and easier. And all of this is gonna lead to long-term brand equity. Again, when people see you everywhere on social media, they're getting constantly spammed by your ads on Facebook, on Instagram, they get a bunch of content on YouTube, you're posting on TikTok, they can't get rid of you. You become the leading authority in the SAT space. So this is the content ecosystem that we use. Short form content, we got top of funnel and middle of funnel. For top of funnel, we got reaction videos. This is for getting top of funnel traffic, meaning views, so that you are perceived as established and trustworthy. Goal here is virality, social proof, and credibility. And then we have teaching videos where you showcase your expertise and method with the whole purpose of positioning yourself yourself as the authority and giving them some value. And the third type of video is going to be talking head, where you talk to parents, tapping into pain points, shifting beliefs, and moving prospects closer to buying. This is where you address their pain and desires. You shift beliefs and you prevent objections. Again, all of this plays into his 50% close rate and 25x ROAS. Everything here is important. None of this works by itself, okay? And then lastly, for bottom of funnel, for conversion, we have the YouTube channel. YouTube is the ultimate conversion mechanism. These are in-depth walkthroughs and breakdowns, making people see you as almost their idol. You're showing them how to do things. You are solving problems in real time with your YouTube. Short form content is great and all, and it's great for getting attention, but YouTube is where they really get to meet the real you. They get to experience what you're like, your expertise, and if you've ever watched a YouTuber religiously for a while, you know that you kind of start idolizing that person. Like, good or not, doesn't matter, but you do start putting them on the pedestal. You are learning from them, you're getting entertained by them, you do start viewing them as slightly above you. So that's exactly how he hit his first ever 25k month, became the leading authority figure in the SAT niche, cracked a 25x ROAS, and a, by the way, 20x on cash collected. So he literally puts $1 in and cash collects $20. And then there's $5 more waiting for him down the line in the form of payment plans. Has a complete content ecosystem, an A-player appointment setter, and finally has control over his time and finances and is confident in his business and his own future. So if you want to see results like Mobin and you want us to show you exactly how we would implement this exact same system into your business and do some financial projecting as well to show you what kind of results you can expect, there's a link in the description of this video where you can book a strategy call and we'll go over all of that for you.